The Texans have cut safety Tashaun Gipson. But before we talk about that, let me just say this. Some of you guys have been hitting me up asking me when is my draft review dropping, and that is dropping tomorrow. It was going to drop today, but I had really bad allergies all day yesterday. I swear it's not the Rona. I had really bad allergies all day yesterday, and I couldn't really record. Well, I could have, but I would have sounded kind of weird, and I wasn't just feeling it. So I decided to put it off and, work on that today and drop tomorrow. But since we do have some Texans news come out today, I decided, why not drop a little sticky quickie, a little quick video giving you my thoughts on the recent move the Texans have made. Or actually, recent moves, because they did make another move. That other move being picking up Deshaun Watson's fifth-year option, and that was expected. When you have a guy like Deshaun Watson, stud players, you pick up their fifth-year options, and, there's nothing there. It was expected. Why wouldn't they pick up his fifth-year option? He's going to get a contract probably maybe this off-season still, later this year. Or he might get it next off-season. I don't know exactly when, but his contract is coming. There was even reports that they started negotiating a deal already. So, yeah, anyways, back to the Gipson release. I don't like it, man. I really loved Gipson. He was like a father to me. I loved him like a son. I just don't like it. It is probably the worst move the Texans have made in recent history. I can't think of a move in recent Texans history that even comes close to a move this bad by the Texans. And I had a feeling this was going to happen, but I was hoping I was wrong, because probably about a couple weeks ago, Bill O'Brien, did a little press conference thingy, and he was talking about the Texans' needs and all that stuff. And when he mentioned the safeties, he mentioned every single safety except Tashaun Gipson. So there was a little something there already, kind of on the back of people's minds. I was like, oh, why didn't he mention Gipson? Maybe he's going to cut him, whatever. And then Friday, the Texans signed another safety, Michael Thomas, but he's a special teams specialist. So I thought, okay, maybe it is the end for Gipson. Hopefully not. Maybe it's the end for AJ Moore, maybe replace a special teamer with a special teamer. But as it turns out, it was Tashaun Gipson. And I don't like it. I think Tashaun Gipson is a very, very underrated player. Or was a very underrated player for the Texans. The dude wasn't, great by any means. He ain't Ed Reed, but for $7 million a year, I thought he was pretty damn good. And keep this in mind. Tashaun Gipson was brought in here to shut down tight ends. In the playoffs, Tashaun Gipson did not play because he got hurt. Travis Kelce tore up the Texans for 100 yards and 3 touchdowns. Makes you wonder, what if Tashaun Gipson would have played that game? Maybe it would have been 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. But, yeah. I do not like this move, because the Texans currently only have one proven safety on the roster, and that is Justin Reed. Anyone else is questionable. Maybe Jalen Watkins, the guy we picked up from the Chargers. Eric Murray, he's a slot corner. He's no safety, man. Come on. You can't do that to Eric Murray. Even though it's Eric Murray season, it wouldn't be right for Eric Murray, because you're putting him in position to fail already. If you're going to have him out there playing actual safety, he hasn't really done it. Where he's at his best is at slot corner. So now you're kind of throwing him into the fire, and I don't know how to feel about that. Of course, you got Michael Thomas and AJ Moore, but in my opinion, those guys are just special teamers. So you don't have another safety to go with Justin Reed, in my opinion. And now I know what you guys are going to say. Why don't we go bring in a free agent safety? And I know who you guys are going to suggest. Eric Reid. And now, believe me, I love Eric Reid. But I also love every single Reid. I love Justin Reid. I love Eric Reid. I love John Reid, who we'll get into tomorrow. I love Andy Reid. I love Riley Reid. I love all the Reids. The Reids are amazing. Now, the thing about Eric Reid is he's a box safety. Essentially a linebacker. Look at his stats. He has a crazy amount of tackles. And that's what a box safety does. I mean, I wouldn't mind bringing him in as a box safety, but who's our other deep safety? Who is that deep safety? The role that Gipson played last year. I think that role might go to Eric Murray because they paid him like $6 million a year, but that's the issue. I don't think Eric Murray can do that. So, I don't like this Tashaun Gipson move. I think the Texans were a better team with him on the field, on the team, but we'll see how things go. In my opinion, Tashaun Gipson was not the reason why our secondary sucked last year. It was because of the pass rush, but hey, there's some people out there saying that it's quite possible that the reason why Gipson was cut was because O'Brien didn't really like him, kind of him being one of those guys that Brian Gain brought in and Bill O'Brien didn't approve of. So, it could be one of those things, but who knows? Now, like I said, I wouldn't mind Eric Reid, but Eric Reid doesn't fill the hole. Eric Reid fills a different hole. Pause. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys for today. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Click the notification bell so you don't miss another video or live stream. And that draft recap is coming tomorrow. So stay tuned. And that's all I have for you guys for today. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.